Measles exposure at a local airport. A South Jersey woman is killed while crossing a major highway, and student population at Rowan University is on the rise. All that and more on this episode of RTN News. Welcome back to RTN News. I'm Victoria Todorova.
And I'm Nate Aquino, and here are today's top stories.
Some passengers at the Philadelphia airport may have been exposed to measles. Anyone who visited certain terminals at the Philadelphia International Airport on October 2nd and 3rd may have been exposed to measles, health officials warned on Friday. A person with suspected case of the disease walked through the parts of the airport. Possible exposure locations are terminals F and A. The disease is contagious 4 days before its hallmark rash appears. However, measles is easily prevented with the measles vaccine. If airport travelers have been vaccinated, the risk is minimal.
A 10-year-old girl has recently died after falling off a ride at a South Jersey festival. The incident happened in Deerfield Township in Cumberland County around 6 o'clock p.m. New Jersey police claimed that the girl was on a, quote, a Wisdom Super Sizzler amusement park ride called Extreme, end quote. She was then airlifted to a Cooper hospital and was pronounced dead around 7 o'clock p.m. due to her injuries. The cause of the accident is still under investigation.
A Drexel Hill middle school teacher is on leave after racially charged altercation with a parent. The middle school teacher was involved in a racially charged exchange with a parent in the school parking lot. The father, who was black, says the two were involved in a minor fender bender in the middle school's parking lot prior to the exchange. The teacher then called the father a racial slur. He posted the incident on Facebook and the post has gone viral and got the attention of the Upper Darby School District.
Coming up, an assault at a Wawa in Cherry Hill. A woman was killed on a busy highway, and Mark Hamill filming in South Jersey. Don't go anywhere.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit Discover the.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Let's look into the assault in Cherry Hill. A theft and assault took place at a Wawa in Cherry Hill. The occurrence happened on Wednesday, October 9th. A surveillance image shows a man dressed in a green jacket and a light-colored baseball cap. One victim claimed he was knocked down to the ground and was punched in the head and then the face. This is the second assault occurrence at this exact Wawa on Route 38, where the first happened to a woman in November of 2018. Anyone that has information about the recent assault is to contact the Cherry Hill police immediately.
One South Jersey woman is killed crossing a busy highway in Marlton, New Jersey. 25-year-old Tori Gustenker was struck and killed while crossing Route 70 to get to her condo after parking her car at the nearest shopping center. This dangerous routine was Tori's new normal after her HOA warned her not to park her commercial vehicle in the community, and if she parks again, it will be towed. Tori was not the only person who took on this dangerous routine. Many others park their commercial vehicles at the same shopping center for the same reason and cross over the busy highway. Family and friends have created a Change.org petition to help others in Tori's situation.
A movie starring Mark Hamill is to be filmed in South Jersey. Hamill was known for his role as Luke Skywalker, and he will be filming in the Millville and Vineland area for a film called The Retaliators, with co-star Sean Astin. Although details of the film have not been made public, the South Jersey Film Alliance representative told the Daily Journal, quote, "The movie involves a man who tries to help people find justice by capturing a suspected criminal," end quote.
A special guest helps renovation of the Camden homeless shelter. John Bon Jovi has been supporting the shelters through his Soul Foundation since 2014. This will provide round-the-clock care for South Jersey people. Joseph's house has to offer day services, a dining room, and storage for guests.
Coming up, we have your local Rowan University news. Stay tuned.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit Discover the Forest.
Welcome back. Let's see what event is being honored here at Rowan University. October is Filipino-American History Month, and Rowan University got to honor this event by hosting its first ever Filipino Heritage Festival on October 5th, 2019. This event was made possible by the Rowan University Philippine-American Coalition with the help from Rowan After Hours. Robert Centeo, president of RUPAC, had a vision back in May to enlighten the community of the Filipino heritage and wanted to kick things off this year by having a festival dedicated to the Filipino culture. The night consisted of Filipino food, cultural customs such as basket weaving and tinikling, which is the native Filipino dance, and entertaining performances. The performance acts consisted of Rowan's 3D dance crew, a comedy act performed by Ariana Fontanilla, RUPAC's own tinikling, Rowan's own AJ Pingle and Julian Silga, and their friend Kyle Lucero in a singing act, Lucas Janiza and Aaron Abreu for another singing act, and ended the night with Jaja St. James, a drag queen artist. The festival was a success and hopes to make a return next October.
New Rowan Boulevard Welcome Center greets new students and their families. Rowan University celebrated a grand opening on October 2nd for its new Welcome Center. This is the university's official reception space. There's also other new additions on the boulevard like Dust Cafe, Las Calas Fire, and Mexican Mariachi Grill, about a half a block away. The Welcome Center and Boulevard is expected to draw thousands of visitors each year.
The week of October 7th was Homecoming Week here at Rowan University. This year's homecoming theme is Out of This World, which is to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11 landing on the moon. On top of that, the class of 1969 was invited to celebrate this year's homecoming. The event was filled with student competitions, contests, and nostalgia.
Student population here at Rowan University is on the rise, and it is causing housing problems for some students. Over the past decade, the university has been growing immensely. There has been a large influx of business, wealth, and college students. Some students have settled in while others are having a difficult time. There are nearly 50 upperclassmen that are living in the Marriott Hotel on Rowan Boulevard due to the increase of freshman students. Some students love staying at the hotel and using all of the amenities, while others prefer the traditional dorms. The university does plan on building a 525-bed residential hall by fall 2021 to fix the problem. Now here's our own Frank Villarreal with more news on this issue.
Rowan University is housing students in the Courtyard Marriott Hotel, and it comes with its ups.
It's a pretty nice bed, I will say. AC, obviously. Microwave and mini fridge, not bad.
And its downs.
Kitchen, there's no kitchen. You're not getting any privacy with a roommate. Closet, it's way too limited. There's only one desk and one chair, so I'm not able to work on my academics in there.
Most of the students are upperclassmen, and they take a total of 30 rooms at the Marriott.
They are allowed to use the hotel facilities like the pool and the fitness center. Some students are very opinionated on the matter.
You don't get to experience what it's like to have, RA, people seeing people in your hallway and all those kind of things. It takes away from the actual experience of staying in an actual campus dorm that they have here.
And others feel like they're missing out.
Oh, I mean, I think it would be great because Marriott is like one of the best hotels out there.
But the question remains, how can the school foresee issues like this and prevent them?
Well, I'm not sure that we can exactly prevent it. It's a result of the continuing growth of the university.
All we know is that, for now, some people seem to enjoy it.
Oh, it's like top notch. The staff is like really brilliant.
Reporting for the Courtyard Marriott in Glassboro, New Jersey, for the Rowan Report, I'm Frank Villarreal.
Thank you, Frank. Coming up, we have Sienna Rampolla with our news across the nation featuring a death at a 5K race at Walt Disney World, a couple's bodies found in South Texas Beach, and Trump administration discuss adoption.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Welcome back. Let's take a look into your national news with Sienna.
Hello everyone, I'm Sienna Rampolla, bringing you out of the prof's nest and into the rest of America. A runner participating in a 5K race at Walt Disney World collapsed and died this past Friday. The athlete, who has not been named, was participating in the 3.1-mile Disney Fall Fest race, part of the annual Disney Wine and Dine Half Marathon weekend. Officials for Disney have not reported the cause of death or age of the man, and the marathon continued on Saturday morning. A Walt Disney Resort spokesperson had spoke out on behalf of the deceased man, and, as I quote, "We are deeply saddened by this heartbreaking loss, and our thoughts and sympathies remain with the runner's family and loved one throughout this difficult time." This death at the marathon has also not been a first for Disney either, as back in 2017, a similar incident happened. The Trump administration on Friday put out a proposed rule that critics say will allow adoption and foster care agencies to receive federal grants, even if they choose to reject LGBTQ couples as potential parents for religious reasons. The proposed rule, released by the Department of Health and Human Services, will remove Obama-era regulations that had banned discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity, among other identities, in HHS programs and service, including adoption and foster care agencies. The new rule, according to critics, would also permit discrimination against LGBTQ people by other HHS programs receiving federal funding, including programs that help with HIV prevention, youth homelessness, and refugee resettlement. Despite the backlash from LGBTQ communities, the proposed rule is still being debated and will not take effect anytime soon. This past Saturday, a 20-year-old college student named Sydney Wolf was going back to her dorm from a campground and on the way was involved in a car crash hitting a deer. She was safe from the crash, but what was the ironic part of the story? She was dressed as the famous Carrie White from the movie Carried and covered in fake blood. She told the 911 operator after the crash to warn first responders of her costume, but that didn't happen. She gave the responders quite a fright, thinking that she was half dead in her car. She told them she was fine and later posted a tweet apologizing and thanking those responders. The bodies of a New Hampshire couple were also found on Saturday in a shallow grave in Padre Island, a South Texas beach. The couple named James and Michelle Butler were last seen October 16th by a friend who spoke to them. And then on October 21st, police reported footage of Butler's truck and RV crossing the Mexico border with an unknown driver behind the wheel. The couple was murdered on their extensive trip around the country, but deputies are not reporting how they were killed. The killer of the couple has also not been found. Another incident has also happened this past Saturday. It was with a journalist getting attacked by members of the Antifa, or anti-fascist group. The Antifa group approached journalist Andy Nose at home in Portland, Oregon, where he was home alone. The group persistently rang the doorbell, pounded on windows, made hand gestures trying to break into his home, and all while wearing face masks of Andy Nose's face. Andy No, frightened by the whole incident, has released footage of the group telling the public to watch out for these groups. Andy No has also further commented on the incident. I quote, "Something that looked like it came out of the purge. The group has not been identified or arrested at this moment in time." A Florida mom named Carrie Block got a lot of viral support Saturday as she took to Twitter with a video of her autistic son. David asking the Twitter crowd, would someone like me, 21-year-old David, had been nonverbal most of his life and had grown lonely after developing severe immunodeficiency disorder that caused him to be homeschooled and isolated from other kids in Neptune Beach, Florida. So it was very surprising when David, who only speaks when prompted, had spontaneously for the first time asked his parents, would someone like me? Carrie Block soon took to Twitter to share the picture of David and his heartfelt question, not expecting thousands of retweets and responses around the world in support for David. The family now is trying their best to respond to everyone individually, thanking all of them for their love and support.
Thank you, Sienna, for the national news. Coming up, we have your sports news. Don't go away.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly, and you can too. Share your heart, share your love. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Welcome back. Let's take a look into sports with Chris Pelly.
Thank you, Nate. Rowan's football team defeated Keene University 52-7 last weekend in their homecoming game. This is the Profs' first win of the season as they improved their record to 1-4 in the New Jersey Athletic Conference. Rowan had started the game with an 11-play drive that resulted in a touchdown run by Elijah Rem. Messiah Devine followed this with another touchdown on a 34-yard run in the first quarter. Early in the third, Mike Husney connected a 74-yard touchdown to Rem for the longest pass play of the season to put the Profs up 35-7, and backup quarterback Nick Kuzi led Rowan's final touchdown along with Carlton Coleman, who scored his first touchdown of the year. Congrats. The Profs will continue their season on October 19th when they face Salisbury University. And field hockey had a very special victory on Wednesday, October 7th against Stockton University. The Profs won 8-2 on Molly's Detour night, a night dedicated to their teammate Molly Gorchicka, who was diagnosed with acute myelogenous leukemia, a cancer of the bone and blood and bone marrow. This team and fans wore orange to support for Molly to represent leukemia awareness. Bridget Goonan led the team with 3 goals, followed by Christina Castagnola, Christina Hovell, and Rachel Stone. Rowan prepares to play Arcadia University on October 16th with hopes to improve their 9-2 record. And 3 Profs earned New Jersey Athletic Conference weekly honors. Christina Castagnola, field hockey, Dominique Marone, women's soccer, and Chad Yates, men's soccer, have all been named NJAC Athletes of the Week for October 14th. Castagnola earns Offensive Player of the Week after earning 9 points in 2 conference games last week, along with a total of 6 assists. And Marone was named Offensive Player of the Week after a hat trick and an assist against New Jersey City University. And Yates also earns his first Offensive Player of the Week honor after his 2 goals against NJCU. Now moving on to pro sports, the Dallas Cowboys ended their 3-game losing streak as they defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 37-10, which gave them the first place title in the NFC East Division. The victory was led by the Cowboys defense that had 4 takeaways, 3 sacks, 5 quarterback hits, and 5 tackles for the loss. Dak Prescott was 21 of 27 for 239 yards with a touchdown and an interception for a QB rating of 100.5. Now the Eagles hope to redeem themselves as they take on the Buffalo Bills this Sunday at 1 p.m. And the Houston Astros advanced to the World Series for the second time in 3 years after defeating the New York Yankees 6-4 in Game 6 of the playoff series. The Yankees struggled offensively in the series as they left a total of 42 runners stranded on base. And the Astros, however, were able to come out with Yuli Gurriel hitting a 3-run homer in the first inning, followed by Jose Altuve hitting a walk-off home run in the 9th inning, which led the Astros to victory. They will host the Washington Nationals for Game 1 of the World Series tonight at 8 p.m. And finally, the Philadelphia Flyers goalie Carter Hart registered his first career shutout and record 25 save against the New Jersey Devils last week. The Flyers were victorious with a 4-0 win against former Flyer Wayne Simmons. Goals were scored by Sean Couturier, Kevin Hayes, Travis Konecny, and Ivan Provorov. The Flyers start off with a season of a record 3-3-1, hoping to improve in their next game on the 24th against Chicago Blackhawks. And back to you guys.
Thank you, Chris. Coming up next, we have Mike Riccardi with this week's weather. Don't go away.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Welcome back. Here is Mike Riccardi with this week's weather.
Thanks, guys. As you can see here, we have our 7-day forecast. We're going to begin on Tuesday with rain showers that will continue out through the rest of the evening. We're going to hit a low of 50 degrees towards the end of the day. Fortunately, the sun will begin to shine again, continuing from Wednesday into Thursday. Some clouds will roll in on Friday. The weather is beginning to hit that mid-October, so some weather is beginning to shy away. We are seeing mid-60s throughout most of the week. Saturday and Sunday will be the worst days to go out and do some pumpkin picking. It will be rain showers for most of the day. And then we will close on Monday with partly sunny and a high of 64 degrees. So the week is looking somewhat good, somewhat bad, but definitely shy away from going out this weekend. Back to you guys.
And that's all for this week's episode of RTN News. I'm Victoria Todorova.
And I'm Nita Kino. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Have a good day, everyone.